tell Stephanie Miller we're live? Hey, welcome back, everybody. Obama Radio Nation 2009. We live on, Carol and I live on Capitol Hill here in Washington, D.C. I know there are a lot of friends that live on Capitol Hill here. And every year we have a big fundraiser for the local schools, the libraries. And afterwards we have a big dance and a little social. And that's where I met the Capitol Hillbillies. I thought they were so much fun. We asked them to come down and join us today. They've done a great job. Okay.
I feel like Garrison Keillor. Isn't it exciting?
I do too.
It's so Lake Wobegon.
We're in Lake Wobegon.
Yeah. Except we're not going to let you sing.
I don't advise it.
So it's Stephanie and Errol and Joe and Randy. And who's up at the next? And Bill here. And who's at the next mic?
Matt Perry.
Hi, Matt.
President of Veterans and Military Families for Progress.
Yay.
And I want to thank Randy Rhodes for covering the conflicts and also focusing on veterans and their families and how this current president, we only have 2 days left, mismanaged the war and hasn't spent a dime for veterans and families coming home. Yep. My question is, your network has done a great job of covering these issues, as has Rachel Maddow, but mainstream media doesn't understand the problems for our veterans and their families. Could you tell us how we could get that message across to mainstream media? Thank you.
Well, you know, I just do what I can do. I mean, I'm ex-military, so it resonates with me. It's very important to me. The Walter Reed pictures, it seems to me that if they don't have photographs of mold and gross stuff, you know, and Bush has put a kibosh on anything, even the respectful remembrances, you know, the flag-draped coffin. Remember the woman who took the photo in the cargo hold of that aircraft wanted to pay her respects, and it's a very awesome sight, as you know, and she got fired for doing that, and so people just backed away. But, you know, I just can't walk away from these stories because my father was a World War II veteran like Joe's dad. I was in the military, I was in the Air Force, and it's just the short end of the stick. We always get the short end of the stick, but this, with the contractor serving side by side and making $120,000 a year when you're making $1,200 and your combat pays $25 a month, no one wants to talk about it. We love to salute the guys when we look good in our dress clothes and we look clean and shiny, but when we come back and our uniforms are dirty and we're broken, then everybody wants to turn the other way. I mean, it's just, it's a horrible situation.
Yeah. Joe?
Did you see the best moment on television this year was when Randy Rhodes was debating that right-wing guy that was talking about how great the Iraq War was?
Oh,
She's
Ferguson.
Like, why aren't you serving? She's like, I served. Why didn't you?
This kid was 24 years old telling me about the joys of war. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
That's an oxymoron.
It was so romantic to him. I'm like, are you kidding me?
But I thought the biggest oversight that I think mainstream media missed and all the pundits missed was when George Bush's news conference, you know, the one, and he was saying, mistake, mission accomplished, mistake.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Mistake. There were no weapons of mass destruction. But did you notice he never once said, I regret the lives of the American young men and women who served this country.
Well, listen, Cheney.
Never.
Cheney.
That should be the first thing.
Listen to this, Joe.
The first thing.
Cheney was actually asked the question. Oh my God. Cheney was literally asked the question. I mean, you know, you could tell it's over because he's finally done an interview with NPR. It's for them, it's like, you know, the silver bullet, you know, the day the sunlight has come out, NPR. And Jim Lehrer asked him that question. He said, 4,200 lives. They say 100,000 dead Iraqis, but the Lancet says a million, British Medical Journal. But anyway, he asked him the question, 100,000 Iraqi lives, 4,200 dead American soldiers. Was it worth it? And he said, yes, I think it was.
Unbelievable.
And had no reason for it, you know, no accomplishment, not anything.
Well, it's like how Bush missed Katrina. It's like, oh yeah, what I didn't get right was the photo op. I probably should have landed the plane. It's like, what? No. No! You should have given Senator Landrieu the money for the levies when she was on the Senate floor begging for it 42 times. You should have...
Yeah, I just want a quick comment on the last spokesperson at this microphone, because we never had a chance to talk about it in terms of prosecuting George Bush and Dick Cheney.
I am so for it.
I think we ought to remember and embrace a basic conservative principle that in this country, no man is above the law, not even the President of the United States. And if that's where it goes, baby, that's where it goes.
Or below it in a secret bunker.
Exactly.
With a man-sized safe.
My friend John Conyers comes in.
Yes.
You know, let me tell you something. You know, when I first met Joe, I am such a huge fan of Joe's. Joe is unique because Joe is a doer. Joe will show up. You go to a voting rights march and you're going to be walking next to Joe. And Joe and I went to Capitol Hill to testify on media issues way before we launched Air America. This is back in the day. And John Conyers was the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, but we were in the minority. And the Republicans, whoever controls the Rules Committee, controls everything. And nobody pays attention to the Rules Committee, but they were really powerful. And so Conyers had invited Joe and myself and David Brock from Media Matters and Al Franken to come and testify on what is the problem
Senator
with the media.
Franken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on my best behavior here.
Say it,
but
Bill
I'm
O'Reilly.
shaking.
Say it, Senator Franken.
When Howard quits the DLC, I will say Senator Franken. Anyway, so we went and there was supposed to be a hearing. These are really important things, like who owns the media and why are there only 5 companies that own everything that you hear? So, and it's the same thing with the veteran stories. Why can't we get them on? Why is everybody, even the ones that we think are friendly, reporting the same 3 damn stories every day? Because it's so fixed. It's so fixed, even on our side. Not the radio, but the TV is. And so we went to testify, and then we got there, and they told Congressman Conyers, the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, that we weren't allowed, he was not allowed to have a hearing. That we could not be sworn in as witnesses, we could not be in the Capitol proper, we couldn't be in any hearing room, we couldn't we couldn't be sworn, we couldn't call him chairman, Mr. Chairman, and that there would be a room assigned to us and we would be told at the last minute. The room was in the basement of the Capitol. It was a bare room with no photos no pictures on the wall. It didn't even have a flag. And I love the flag. And so the flag office was in the basement. It's in the basement. It was right around the corner from this horrible room they gave us. And I went to the flag office and I said, look, the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee is here, and he's got all of these people, and there's an audience for this, and C-SPAN is filming this. Can we please have a flag for this room? And it was a lady, and she was really nice about it. And she brought a flag into the room. That's all we had. And Joe noticed that there was this line of Republican staffers, and they were watching every word we said, listening to every word we said, and cutting off microphones if they didn't like what we were testifying to. And that's the environment in which this country has operated for the last 8 years. It's been so oppressive and so difficult to get your voice heard, to take testimony. It's impossible. And I want it to happen already. So I keep saying, I keep harping on Tuesday. I can't wait.
But you know what? It's changed. It's happening now. It's happening right here.
Together doing
All right. Let's go to Uncle Sam here at this microphone. Yeah.
Bill, don't let this drop. You guys don't underestimate how much power you have. Don't let this issue of prosecution drop.
It's the most important thing we can do.
If you think we're going to shut up,
I introduced during the break, my formerly Republican sister, who is a big Obama for Mama now, is in the audience. Mary's here. She campaigned for my dad and Barry Goldwater in 1964, and she canvassed for Obama this year and helped get him elected.
Oh, right.
But I know that she would agree with me that my dad was a prosecutor at Nuremberg, and we have to have a rule of law. We had to make sure that we were fair even to the Nazis, and I think my dad and Goldwater would be rolling over in their grave on what this administration has done. Not just in the war, but
there's also a legal issue. There really is a legal issue because you remember all this. I love Last and Bush and Last Bush, Last Bush. I mean, it's great, but they've been on the TV trying to rewrite their story. But in rewriting their story, they've admitted to torture. They've actually Cheney bragged about it. Bush accepted that he authorized it, right? Well, now Obama comes in and he now knows that there were people who committed war crimes. He's got a legal issue that he's got to resolve one way or another. That's why I was so interested in Eric Holder's testimony. And it was beautiful.
Yeah, to have somebody unequivocally say waterboarding is
Waterboarding is torture. We prosecuted the Japanese. We prosecuted our own Vietnam soldiers for doing it. And so now they've got this problem. They've got to deal with it.
Right. All right, Uncle Sam. Sam, you're going to have to wait for the next break. All right, okay. We've got it. Randy Rhodes,
Bill
Joe
Press just put
Madison.
you on hold.